okay. I will give the first arc a little bit of credit. There are genuinely good episodes in there. And you know what? There's even a few that I think are great. Second arc, not a single good episode. There was not a single episode I would give higher than a 5 out of 10. There really is not.
Literally the only, like, I was just so uninvested, and I wasn't really a fan of some of the creative decisions that occurred there. The only time that arc actually made me feel something was when Kirito felt really powerless because there was nothing he could really do to save Asuna from getting married to this fucking old creepy pedophile dude. And so he started like crying and stuff, and I was like, "Aw, that's really sad." But besides that, I did not give a shit about what was happening, and I dropped it immediately.
Who really cares? Yeah, fuck that entire fucking franchise. Good lord. Yeah. Yeah. Good lord. I fucking hate that show so much.
Really funny.
It's not funny. It's fucking terrible.
No, I didn't say the show is funny. I think the fact that you hate it is funny.
Oh no, it's not fucking funny. It's painful. I vomited my guts out when you tried defending Kirito.
Yes. That's the funny part, is that I don't even really hold either Kirito or the show that highly. I just kind of like.
It's must be pretty fucking low if you're defending him.
I just kind of like Kirito.
Very clear.
I mean, I don't think he's like a great character or anything. I think he's. I don't really know. I don't know. I have very complicated feelings on Kirito as a whole. I think that he is at times very underwhelming, but other times not. And they both kind of clash with each other.
See, I have a very, very simple opinion on him. I fucking hate him, and I hope he dies, and I hope he never fucking comes back, and I hope the series ends. That's my opinion.
What's your opinion on the creator of Sword Art Online?
I don't know anything about him.
No. Sorry. I should have specified. By creator, I mean like the actual the fictional character, not the creator of the series.
Oh. You mean like the antagonist of the first arc?
Yes, him.
Fuck, I don't know. It's been a few years since I've seen the series, so I can't get that specific to this character.
Because
I'm not rewatching it though, that's for sure. I don't think he was that bad. He wasn't even in the series for like that long, was he? He was only in like a few episodes.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
The reason why I brought him up is because one of the more nuanced aspects of Kirito comes from his parallel with the creator of the game, because they do actually share a lot of similar, not exactly the same, but similar philosophies when it comes to escapism in video games. And so
that might have been clever if he was like the actual fucking antagonist and he didn't get fucking shafted. But of course, we can't have anything interesting and Sword Art on fucking line, so we have to shaft everything that has any potential of being potentially entertaining. So I do agree it's a good premise, but like we've established, he was in like 4 fucking episodes in that like 16 episode arc.
Because that's the thing though, is that I think that it was actually important that he was kind of shafted, and the reason why is because by the end of the arc, he kind of said that he doesn't entirely remember why he made the game, why he trapped everyone in the first place. And so I think that having that sort of ambiguity allows for Kirito to develop or sort of rediscover himself, and by doing so, he can kind of also understand where the creator of the game was coming from, which is why I sort of see the importance of not really giving too much attention to him.
Yep. This is some deep analysis shit, but let me shit all over it. So basically, like, I kind of get that, but at the same time, don't you think it would have been better if they gave more of a backstory to it, and they actually had these characters have a history instead of just kind of the idea? It's actually 2 characters behind the ideas.
Yep. See, that's the problem I was having with Fair Dance arc, is that that's what I wanted the show to explore, but I don't think they did that. I think
But because they can't explore interesting fucking philosophies because it's a garbage pandering piece of shit show. So that's the goddamn reason.
Is that because again, I've not watched anything that came after that, but from what I heard, it just kind of seemed like they jump around from one virtual reality game to another, and that's boring to me because I kind of like the Minecraft setting, and I want those themes of to be explored. But if they're just going around, just jumping from one game to another and meeting other characters, that's completely uninteresting to me. I don't care.
Yeah,
And
because Sword Art Online can't have anything interesting.
that's my issue with. That's pretty much my issue with Kirito. Is that it feels like he's an open book, and his arc never felt completed, despite the fact that it was going somewhere, and that really upsets me because I do. Again, I like Kirito.
I fucking hate him. He's way too. That's exactly the point. He's way too open of a book. He's not a character. He's just someone you are.
I don't agree with that. Like, okay, what is your issue with? What is your issue with? What is your issue with? What is your issue with Kirito? Like, what about him that you don't understand?
Oh, there's a lot I understand. I just fucking hate what I. It's a problem. But anyways, what I understand is that the motherfucker is like portrayed as the most perfect, flawless fucking human on the earth that gets any bitch he goddamn wants. That's the entire fucking series. I remember when I was watching the series, someone make a joke on the Twitter. Yeah, this girl right here, she's a beast tamer. But you know what Kirito is? He's a fucking bitch tamer. That's what he is the entire goddamn series. He just tames bitches after bitch after bitch after bitch, even though trying to be committed to one fucking bitch the entire time.
Yeah, but he lost to.
No, he didn't. He got her in the end.
He technically lost against the final boss. He also
and then it came back to life.
Yes. It's weird because this was something that was never explained, but apparently they explained later on in Alicization or something. But I have not gone that far, and I probably won't. But anyway, what is something else I wanted to bring up about Kirito? I don't remember. There was that one time he got poisoned.
No, I don't.
Well, he did get poisoned that one time.
How is that a character flaw? Oh, I got AIDS. Oh, I'm suddenly a flawed human being.
I didn't say it was a character flaw. It's just that you said that he never loses. I'm like, well, he did kind of lose here.
He's a perfect human being that never has. Obviously, he has conflicts. That's the whole thing of the series. He's trapped in there. It's just he always overcomes them through like bullshit means just to prove he's a perfect human being, and that just makes him
he does have flaws. He's a socially awkward dude. Like he can't fucking.
Socially awkward. Yeah, let me just tame every fucking bitch in the series. Yeah, look how socially awkward I am.
Okay.
Yeah, look how socially awkward I am in a video game. It's not like you can see me be socially awkward in real life. No, I have to do it in a video game where I'm this fucking god. Like,
okay, let me
hear.
In the first episode, he met a guy who was willing to invite him to his guild, and he refused because he can't communicate with other people properly. And then in the next episode, something kind of similar happened where he had the opportunity to sort of talk to everyone who was kind of accusing him of, because he was like a beta tester and everyone kind of hated beta testers. And because of the fact that he has shit communication skills, he couldn't really talk to everyone and kind of explain that he wasn't this fucking bad guy. And the only way he could really cope with all the like resentment he had was to announce himself as a beater and then kind of become a lone wolf. And over the course of the series, he experienced some traumas here and there that also kind of prevents him from wanting to establish relationships with other people, which eventually does get changed when he meets Asuna. But that was still something that was a thing throughout the series, that he couldn't really communicate with other people properly. That is a character flaw.
See, here's the thing. It would be a flaw if, that actually caused any fucking conflict for him, but it really doesn't, because even though, yes, people do reject him, none of that fucking mattered at the end of the day because he was stronger than literally everyone there, and he always beats the shit out of literally everyone. Like, the premise of his character was that he was a beta tester and he got all of the extra shit early, so he never needed to be in the fucking group because from the beginning he was kicking ass.
I mean, if he doesn't,
That was a long pause. That was a long pause. Someone just hit the pause button on you.
Here's the thing, though. He might be better than everyone, but he can't, like, the entire reason why they're there is because they're trapped and they can't do anything to get out. If he's definitely not gonna solve this problem by being alone. So I don't think the fact that he's better than everyone necessarily.
He literally did solve the problem by being alone. That's what he did.
Look, my argument isn't that he's not overpowered. My argument is that he's not perfect. He definitely has some character flaws. And it is true. It's true. Like, the flaws don't do much to really put him on like a shitty situation, but it does do much to put him in a worse situation than he would be if he did had good communication skills and didn't have trust issues with trying to connect with other people.
See, I actually get your argument, and I think from a technical standpoint, right? But you have to kind of look at it like, the whole reason why characters having flaws is interesting is because we get to see them struggle and overcome their flaws, and it actually puts them in a state where you get to see them be vulnerable and stuff. The thing is that while Kirito, from an objective standpoint, does have those flaws, it never puts him, or if it does, very rarely, in a vulnerable position where we actually have to see him grow as a character and actually see him go through his own little arc. And the entire time it's like, well, yes, that's kind of a setback, but at the same time, you're still fucking overpowered, so you're gonna bullshit your way through it.
But here's the thing, though. Like, early on in the series, he lost a bunch of, like, I think they were a part of his guild. I think I don't know. It's basically like his partners and all. And after that, he didn't really want to establish any relationship with anyone. But then he did basically do that with Asuna. And doing that actually did put a lot of, like, mental strain in him. Like, there's even a scene where Kirito and Asuna were talking to each other about the future. And at some point, Asuna said that if Kirito died, she would basically, like, commit suicide.
God, like, oh, fucking fuck. So gay.
Yeah, and
you can't get gayer than that. Jesus Christ! Like, oh my God, I've seen people suck dicks. That good lord.
And that put a lot of pressure on him because, like, he didn't want Asuna to die because of him. Like, that's something that happens as a result of him wanting to establish other relationship with other people, which is something that he did eventually go through because he struggled. Like, he did struggle to get in the position he was at the time. And there are definitely consequences to do that. One of them being that the people you like are eventually going to go through a lot of painful stuff that you might not want to see. Like Yui, when she fucking disappears.
Oh my God, okay. So I think your argument does hold a little bit of weight, but the main problem with that is that it's at the very end of the fucking story of the arc. So, it's like right after all shit where, his flaws actually would have mattered to see him go through a conflict. But instead, it's just like a conversation at the fucking end. So it's like, wow, it's after everything. So we don't really get to see the struggle. We just get to see a conversation kind of thing.
It's really funny because a lot of the things you're saying are probably not even things I completely disagree with.
You see, I expected myself to make a complete ass of myself, and I expected everything to be retarded as fuck. But I've actually realized some of the stuff I've actually said is actually kind of. I'm proud of myself.
It's funny because I legitimately don't even think Kirito is that good of a character. I probably rate him like a 5 or 6 out of 10. I just think there are interesting things about him that makes me like him.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel the need to, highlight them because,
okay.
Who's gonna do that besides me?
I think subjectively, you're completely entitled to think he's a 5 or 6, but I'm just kind of explaining my reasons why I think he's garbage tier and why I kind of disagree with the reasoning.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because, I like talking to people who hate Gary Stews because I have a somewhat complicated feeling regarding Gary Stews.
Wait, did you say Gary Stews?
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard of Mary Sue's, but what the fuck is a Gary Stew? Is it like a boy version of it?
Basically,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I think he's a complete Gary fucking Stew or whatever the fuck. Yeah, and I fucking hate him, and I want to shit in his mouth. Yep. Yep. It's the only satisfaction I can get from that. I get.
Also, I like his character design. I like everyone's character design in Aincrad, honestly.
Okay, as much as I'll shit on Sword Art Online, the series has really good fucking art, pretty good fucking animation, and an amazing soundtrack. Those are the three things I'll give it.
Yes.
Like, I will listen to Sword Art Online soundtrack just on its fucking own, because it's really good.
That's my goal.
Yep.
You know, the funny thing about Sword Art Online is that for a long time, like, all I heard was people shitting on it, like, yeah, it's a bad show. I'm like, yeah, I guess it's bad. But I never actually watched it. And it was only until probably, I think it was like last year, when I was trying to look for something to watch in the background, and I saw Sword Art Online. I'm like, fuck it, I'll finish it. Yeah, but then I watched it. And I'm like, oh, there are things to like about it.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely like seeing Asuna, Kirito, and Yui. Like, it's like I love those scenes.
Okay. I think Sword Art Online, if you just like passively watching it, at least the first arc, the second arc, no, I can't defend. The first arc, if you're just passively watching it, I could maybe see someone like tolerating it like you. But I think if you came into it with kind of a critical eye, like I did, then yeah, it's completely fucking garbage. From a narrative standpoint, it is broken in every fucking way, and it is so easy to point out how broken it is.
Fun fact: Reki Kawahara, the guy who wrote the series, probably doesn't even like his early material because he. I don't know how long this has been going on, but there's basically like a rewrite of the first arc of Sword Art Online in manga form because he just he sees a lot of problems with the early arcs. So I think that's really funny.
I even heard that like season 3 is actually, I don't know if it's good or not, or just not bad, but I've heard decent things about season 3, so I think the series has improved. It's just I really don't fucking like the first season. And I haven't even bothered watching the second season because I heard it's just as bad.
The second season is the one I want to watch the least.
Yeah,
because
I don't.
everything I've heard, I'm like, this sounds like a fucking clusterfuck shit hole. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, well, you're gonna watch it and you're gonna say it's okay, so yeah. God, I just hate that show so much. Like Dragon Ball Super, I can genuinely tolerate. Like I expected it to be like bottom tier garbage, and I watched it and I'm like, you know what? It's boring, but I can sit through it. Sword Art Online, man. I remember when I watched through it, if I watched more than one episode in a sitting, ooh, I was not gonna have a good day.
You should watch Demon Slayer.
What's that?
It's a show